experience, Angelina? Because that must have been, you know, what you had to do in The Mighty Heart is a very, very particular thing, which, you know, to have that responsibility of trying to play the part of that woman who obviously is somebody that you got to know pretty well during that time. What was your experience of leaving that film, and how was your time at the end of having been a part of that?
I was thinking about that when you were speaking about letting it go, and I realized how it was odd in that I walked face to face into the person I'd been playing, and I continue to see her and our kids play, and I have no. So it's very odd. But she's just the most wonderful woman, and it was her. That there was some kind of kinship that I felt with her, and just really truly loved her, and can say that because I do know her, and that made me terribly nervous, and it was the first film I didn't sleep the night before, and the night before we started shooting, she and her son came out just to say hi to everybody and good luck, and then left, and he talked about his dad, he talked about it, and it's just that, it's realizing that this whole film, whatever the critics say, whatever anybody says, is this little boy's going to grow up, and this is going to be his reenactment of how much his parents love each other, and how upset his mother was when this happened, and so it was, as an actor, it certainly filled me with as many tools and emotion as I needed because it was so real, but as a friend, I was very, very scared. And in the end, very relieved when she was comfortable and felt we'd done it right. So.
Is there a complication to that one because you feel a responsibility to make sure that the audience, you were also producing the film, I think, right?
Brad was.
Brad was, but so then you go, well, on top of just acting in the scene, is there a responsibility, like you were talking about before, of then saying, okay, well, I also want the audience to perceive this character. Does that affect what you do when you do the scene?
No, I think I'm the same. I did trust. I trusted the script and Michael, and I trusted that we all knew who she was and who Danny was and who and what this story was supposed to represent. I think our fear was that because it dealt with terrorism and at this time in our history we were very, very scared that we would. If we didn't get it right, we could cause more hatred and more anger. And if we got it right, then maybe somehow her message of tolerance and love would register. But there was a balance because we also didn't want it to sugarcoat it and make it all sweet either. So we had to, and that was a real fear. But we all addressed it and talked about it and agreed to try to work towards the right goals and then hope that we would in unison. But.
Was she there, Mariane, on the set during the whole shoot?
No, she never came on the set. I think she was, it's just sad, it's over. She was going to come the first day, and she walked in on me on a fitting, and I was fitting the wedding dress. And she said it looked absolutely exact. And then we had dinner, and then she said she's going to leave the next morning, and I think she just realized in that moment that she could not see any of it.